Welcome back, and welcome to the world's most expensive wheel brush collection. That's right, today we're looking at original Woolies. Now, what happened here was somebody many years ago on the east coast of America in a little suburb decided I need a better wheel brush, a wheel brush that doesn't fall to bits and a wheel brush that doesn't scratch my wheels. So what they did was they got their apron on, they found 100% polypropylene in a handle in fibre and fused it together, ultrasonically welded it together. So there is no glue, no staples, there is no metal, there's no tip, there's nothing to fall off it, it's just one piece. So it doesn't degrade, it's chemical resistant, and I reckon that makes it the safest and most premium wheel brush in the world. As you can see, the original Woolies have a huge range, and this actually isn't all of it, but these are the main brushes that I would go for. So let's head outside and I'll walk you through all the products. We've got 9 brushes here. So, and there's more in the range, there's still more inside, but let me walk you through what we've got here. I've put them into 3 different categories. We've got the angled brush, the barrel brush, the straight brush, and then the smaller brushes. So first up, the angled brush, also known as the caliper cleaning brush. And this, the smallest of the 3, reaches perfectly in to clean your caliper. Also, cleans the back of the spokes very nicely indeed. If you've got a little bit more room, you can go up in size. If we go to the largest of them, we've still got quite a bit of room between the barrel of the wheel and the caliper here. So this one would be my weapon of choice for cleaning those calipers. Not so much for the back of the spokes because it's just a bit tight. So this is why we need all these brushes, you see. I would go for that one and that one to be cleaning the calipers and the backs of the spokes. Then we go on to the straight brushes, also known as the barrel brushes. And we've got 3 different sizes. Again, we've got all 18-inch handles, medium head, large head, a double large head if you want to be mean, because that's the wheel bully. So let's start with the smallest. If your clearance is very tight, this might be the one to go for, but we've still got a bit of wiggle room there, so I reckon we can get the large head in there, and we can, all the way to the back. That'd do nicely, but if you can reach, if you have got the clearance, get the wheel bully in. And there, with one brush, we're spanning the full barrel of the wheel. So, it comes down to preference, and it comes down to what kind of wheel that you're working with. And then we've got the smaller of the brushes. So we've got 2 12-inch handles and then 1 8-inch. This 12-inch one's got a medium head, 45mm diameter. This one's a small head, 25mm diameter. And then this has also got the small head but an 8-inch handle. So I would be using these to clean spokes, or possibly still even the barrel of the wheel. If your clearance is still very tight and you can't fit the normal barrel brushes in between your caliper or the brake shield, then you might have to resort to using this one, the 12-inch small. And you will still be able to do the job, you'll get right to the back, but it's just going to take a little bit more time and effort. You've not got as big surface area, it's a little bit more bendy and flimsy because it's a smaller handle, but it will still do the job. And then we've got my favourite, the little small 8-inch brush. And every kit should have this in because it's so versatile, and I love it for getting into the corners because these are typical problem areas for brake dust build-up, and very few brushes will remove that safely. This head is safe enough to just, once you've got your product on, I'm not cleaning right now, I'm just demoing, but you'll be able to agitate your product right into the corners and you're going to remove every little bit of brake dust. So, I hear you asking, with that Rich, which brush do I need to buy? Well, unfortunately, there's no easy answer for me to be able to tell you. It comes down to the type of wheel that you're cleaning, how intricate it is, and how much clearance you've got to get into the barrel. Now, on this 911, we know we can get the bully in there, so that is the weapon of choice for cleaning the barrels. We also know for cleaning the calipers, we can get the larger of the caliper brushes in, but I'd still probably want this to get to the back of the spokes, because that larger brush, it'll just be a little bit clumsy. It'll still do the job, but yeah, it's going to be a bit clumsy. So I'd probably have those 2 caliper brushes, the wheel bully, and then the smaller one to get into those corners. But if we go over to this M5, we've got a very different type of wheel. We've got much less clearance between your caliper and the barrel dips down at the back. So it just depends what kind of wheel you've got. If you look at your wheel like this and you think, right, I've got very limited clearance, you can straight away rule out the larger of the brushes. You're probably gonna, if you've got tight clearance, you're gonna be going for one of these two, and then plus a little mini for all the intricate bits. And finally, we can't forget the power Woolie. So this has got a hex bit on the other end, which goes straight into your drill. It's also got a rotating shaft, so you can hold it while it's spinning, and a large head. So don't be chopping up your old brushes, get yourself a power Woolie. So there you go, what are you waiting for? Hopefully that gives you a bit of a guide of which brushes you need to start to build your wheel Woolie collection. The original Woolies are a beautiful example of how a product should be designed and brought to market, because someone tried something different. They didn't just copy the competitors, try and knock a few quid off, cut a few corners. They spent more time in the garage making these things than they ever spent sat around a board table thinking about the bottom line. These were not designed for profit, these were designed to be the best they could. Now I hope it comes across how passionate I am about this product and this type of product, handcrafted and making it to market, because we met the guys behind these brushes at SEMA last year, and they truly are all boys in aprons crafting these things for the joy of it. So shout out to Lance, and if you want to see that interview, check out the SEMA video and I'll put the link in description. I'll also put links to all these brushes in the description, and stay tuned for the next one.